Bold, daring, unpredictable. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Robert Vaughn and David McCallum. Friday at 8:30, 7:30 Central Time on NBC.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
Kingdom Come is 4 separate issues, 48 pages apiece. It was an all-immersive kind of lifestyle for me.
It blew people away. I mean, this was the most sought-after book there was.
This was something very new, very different.
No one had seen anything like that at that scale before.
It was amazing.
I never thought from anything that people would still be talking about this book 25 years later.
If you're here at Word Balloon, it's because you like comics, creators, conversation, pop culture subjects. Would you consider joining the League of Word Balloon Listeners? Patreon.com/wordballoon. For just $3 a month or more, you'll get exclusive access to the Word Balloon e-magazine, featuring transcriptions of some of my best conversations. When you subscribe, you'll also be part of the Word Balloon Book Club, where Brian Michael Bendis and I will pick a comic every month to review and discuss live with the League on this show. Join the League today, patreon.com/wordballoon. Thank you always for your support, League of Word Balloon listeners.
This is eerie.
Gargoyles. They're coming for you.
Where's my drawing? What happened to my drawing?
I mean, talk about a scene missing.
Yeah. Good.
Finally, this show lives up to its name.
John?
Oh, shame on me. I thought you guys could hear me that whole time.
No.
Obviously, you couldn't. I'm having obviously problems. I'm going to have to, I'll leave, but let me introduce everybody in the meantime.
Well, can we take the image off?
Yeah, you see, that's the problem, Gabe. So, you see, anticipating this situation, I'm already on top of it.
No,
So, what I would ask
sorry. I'm
is,
sorry. Just
please, it's okay.
Sorry.
Be patient. For everyone on, you can see that the movie of discussion tonight is the film Gargoyles, an interesting TV movie. And you can hear them right now. But as soon as I can figure out and fix this, soon you will be seeing the visages, if you will. I think that's the proper word. Gabriel Hardman, Allison Baker, Ian Brill, Jeff Parker, and myself. So talk amongst yourselves, and I will return. And when you see us all, then you'll know everything is fine. Please, Gabe, take it away. Tell us about Gargoyles.
Okay. Gargoyles is this 1972 TV movie that is, I mean, I don't know. I think a couple other people on this actually saw it when they were younger. I didn't. It's one of those that I kind of heard of as, like a better kind of interesting TV movie. But I didn't see it until I was an adult. But it sure seems like everybody who's a little bit older than me and saw it when they were younger was really impacted by it. Jeff Parker, are you here?
Yeah, I did see it as a kid.
Yeah, here we are. Great.
Yeah. Hey.
Yay!
Actually, I was liking the radio thing. That was fun.
The golden age of radio, yeah.
I associate it with, I was a little kid. I was like 6. And it was, so I can't help but associate it with my parents' divorce because it was the 70s.
Yeah.
And my dad was staying at some little motel. So I went to stay with him. And because apparently back then you could just rent out a motel for weeks until you found a place or something. And there was a little black and white TV in the room, and he left me in there, and Gargoyles came on, and I don't know how to. We often talk on this about how things were made assuming you were going to be watching through a cathode ray tube, and there was no such thing as high definition or 4K or anything like that at the time. You were going to be watching as God intended, 24 frames a second, and in a curved tube.
29.9.
Yeah, sorry. And then even better on a black and white TV, which to me just made it scarier. And the beginning comes on and starts talking about, since mankind has existed, demons have been reported, and it shows the drawings, and already I'm terrified. I'm 6, and I'm kind of hiding behind the bed, but watching it, ready to duck, and everything, and and then when the things you can say about the movie that are very good for a monster movie is that they don't piss around a lot. They get to the monsters pretty fast for one of these. In other movies, you have to wait like till the last 20 minutes for anything starts happening.
Yeah.
You get a gargoyle flapping over pretty fast, and pretty soon you see a skeleton in Uncle Willie's shack and everything, and then bam, you're off to the races, and they're talking to you. Man, I was just like, demons are real? What? And so it stuck with me.
I guess they are demons in this.
They
guess,
say
right?
they are.
Yeah, they say they are at the beginning, right? Yeah. The cosmology of gargoyles is both interesting and confusing, but it is more interesting than a lot of these things. I mean, like it's weirder. They talk. They're somehow both newborn, but have sort of a philosophy, or something.
They read books.
Yes.
They read books. I was a little confused on that. I feel like but maybe we should kind of, do a little bit of a recap here of what, or just set up more what this thing is about.
Yeah. Well, also, first of all, this period of television movies of the 70s is unparalleled, and maybe because I was under 10 years old when I was watching most of this stuff, that might contribute to my fright of movies like Gargoyles. I thought for sure it was a movie of the week on ABC, but actually it was made for CBS as a TV movie.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And of course it starred the great of course it's also starred the great Bernie Casey.
Yes.
There as the gargoyle, but I meant to, and I'll bring up an image of Cornell Wilde in a second. I've got Gabe. I think I grabbed one with him without his shirt as well, just so you know.
Yeah, I think that was
would mean you just
priority.
grabbed a picture of him.
But that's like that's 90% of the Cornell Wilde.
Very, very true. But
he literally directed a movie called The Naked Prey so that he could run around.
That's hilarious.
The entire thing.
I didn't remember.
He's very naked in it for a bit.
Well, I didn't remember that he starred in and also directed a couple years earlier No Blade of Grass. That weird British sci-fi movie.
I've never seen
Silent
that.
Running, but it's set on Earth.
Yeah,
and as the title would suggest, that's a problem, that there's some sort of climate crisis and all the
grass
dies.
When I was looking through his IMDb, I was curious about that because I mean he was somebody who made a shift to directing and and kind of took it seriously, and I think mostly did more kind of like independently financed stuff or whatever. I mean, they're not necessarily studio movies, but he had he was an auteur in his way.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't remember that Jennifer Salt was another co-star of this film.
Yeah.
And she of soap fame, she was Eunice. Was she Eunice or the other?
She was. I think she was Eunice. She's also in Brian De Palma's Sisters with Margot Kidder, and she was one of those actresses that's like. She's also Waldo Salt's daughter, the screenwriter Waldo Salt.
Oh wow!
She's one of those like '70s actresses that she's only in a couple of things. She's in some stuff, but she's part of that world. She and Margot Kidder were roommates, like at Malibu Colony or something like that, right? And everybody, all those like '70s directors and stuff would all come and hang out there. So she's in that scene.
I didn't know post acting she became a writer director as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think her mom was a novelist. Her dad was Waldo Salt. Like, she comes from a pedigree of this.
And I think she wrote a Buffy. Am I right? I think she wrote an episode of Buffy.
Yeah.
No, she wrote on American Horror Story. B.W.L. Norton, the director of this, directed one episode of Buffy, and he directed a lot of Angel. That's how I found this, because during the pandemic, like a lot of people were just watching everything, getting down weird rabbit holes, and so watching all the Whedonverse shows, and I was also watching the '80s Twilight Zone, which is a bit of an obsession of mine. And on both of those, I kept seeing this name, B.W.L. Norton, and I was like, "What is this dude whose name sounds like a financial firm?" And I started looking it up, and I saw that he was someone who came from that early USC generation with Lucas and Caleb Deschanel and people like that. And he was Gloria Katz and Willard Hayek. And so he was kind of a person in that like Lucasfilm orbit. He directed more American Graffiti.
Yeah, yes, that's true. But his first feature before this was Cisco Pike. This movie that was like, G. Hackman's in it. Chris Christopherson stars in it. It's a kind of early, it's like a new Hollywood movie. It's like it's something that got greenlit because of Easy Rider. Christopherson plays a drug dealer. I watched it recently, not for this, but like only a couple of months ago, and I don't think it's exactly a great movie. But it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of there's lots of Harry Dean is in it. There's a whole bunch of people in it that are worth watching. The one thing about it that stood out to me the most though is he's dealing weed, and at one point he gets like a giant fucking bag of it or whatever, and they open it up, and I swear to God, it's just like somebody mowed the lawn and they put the grass shavings in there. It does not look like weed by any stretch of the imagination. But it's he did that, and it wasn't poorly received, but it didn't make money. So I think the whole thing, I think he did that as Bill Norton. He does this as BWL.
This is BWL.
Yeah. So I think that's him. Sort of changing his name because of the stigma of working on TV as opposed to making features.
Well, and did you mention more American Graffiti that he directed?
And that's after this, yeah.
That's after that's 79.
And also after this, another TV movie, one of my personal guilty pleasure favorites, Dead Man's Curve, the Jan and Dean story.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that, but I've heard of it.
Let me finish about Dead Man's Curve real fast, Ian, because it's Bruce Davidson, he of Willard fame. Mm-hmm. And also Richard Hatch of Battlestar Galactica as Jan Barry, who, if you don't know about Dead Man's Curve and Jan and Dean, literally it was a song about You Won't Come Back from Dead Man's Curve, which is right. The PCA or the PCH rather.
I believe it's someplace on the Pacific Coast Highway. I'm actually not really sure.
It's the winding roads of when you're on the mountains,
unless
and they didn't have guardrails.
It could be up in the hills.
I think it's maybe it's on Mulholland. I think that.
I was going to say, it could be up in the hills. There's a lot of sketchy shit up there.
I defer to the West Coast, but yes, but also Ken Norton went through the same thing. Both guys accidentally drove off the cliffs and suffered serious injuries. In the case of Jan Barry, kind of like Lynn Campbell at the end, despite having Alzheimer's, his muscle memory of knowing the songs Jan could perform. But as far as speaking and stuff, he really suffered for the rest of his life and had serious brain damage that he had to recover from. And in a lot of ways didn't recover from. But anyway, the director also did that movie as well. And it's one of my TV movie favorites.
And this is not the first time that Scene Missing has touched upon the work of Bill L. Norton. He also wrote Convoy.
He did. Assuming anyone can really take credit for writing. But yeah, absolutely. He's one of the credit writers.
Should we talk about Bernie Casey again before we get into the plot?
Because don't leave out young Scott Glenn is in this movie.
Yes. Oh, believe me, son, I'm well aware of that, and I've got a photo here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Glenn before the wrinkles got to him.
Well, there's better pictures of him.
It's a great photo.
Oh no, he looks beautiful here. What are you talking about?
He just looks a little constipated in that particular.
Yeah.
Well, it was hard to screen cap off at Tubi. I did the best.
Of course, of course.
Also, go ahead, Gabe.
No, please go ahead, Ian.
Scott Glenn. So Norton and Scott Glenn would reteam because Scott Glenn is in More American Graffiti. He's in a band that plays the Fillmore. So I talked about Bill Norton being part of that original USC generation. I am convinced that Scott Glenn is his look and maybe some of his acting is based off of John Carpenter. If you watch More American Graffiti, I have no idea
why,
but the just the way he looks and the way he talks and the way he speaks,
Yeah.
and also he's a musician. And John Carpenter was a musician, and I'm like, he fucking Bill Norton probably went to school with this guy. Although I think Carpenter maybe a few years after. It's like, is this dude or is this just my fucking movie geek brain poison?
Yeah, I don't know. Take a look back at John Carpenter's his cameo in The Fog, where he plays the guy who cleans up around the church. And that it's not the strongest performance, but so and then Bernie Casey, right? Like who weirdly in this movie he's dubbed by what's his name, Vic Perrin, the guy who does the control voice for The Outer Limits, and which like when I was watching this I was like, wait a second, that sounds really familiar, and then looked it up and it turns out linked to our previous show about The Outer Limits. But yeah, I can't. It's hard to imagine why they would, ADR him because like Bernie Casey has a great voice, But
it's possible that they had a sound issue too, though.
Or it's possible that they didn't think his performance was strong enough. Or
right.
I guess there's a lot of possibilities.
There's a lot. Anything could have happened on that.
Then it's the sound. The sound is cool, like the EQing of the sound and the way of his voice and that kind of odd. Trembly sound beneath it and stuff. It has an otherworldly quality to it. It's cool, but it's just weird that it does seem like they're like Bernie Casey's, deeper, more like, commanding voice. I think might have been cooler, but I don't know.
No, he's great.
But he's great in this. He's weird, like he's fully in a full makeup. He's the big gargoyle, but he actually gives like this charismatic performance, even though you don't get his.
I thought so too, which I was a little bit surprised by that because I was like, wow, this is actually acting.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
No, it's he takes this movie up just an entire letter grade due to his commitment.
Yeah.
And also he has the best look. So all the gargoyles have different looks. One of the most historical things about this film is that's the first Stan Winston film, the first thing that Stan Winston worked on. And I'm a huge fan of Stan Winston's work. I don't want to oversell though how everyone starts in modest ways, shall we say, because the gargoyle suits will if you're a fan of classic Doctor Who, you might have some flashbacks. Frankly, in the way that
they're a little sleestacky, guys.
Yeah,
they are. Very sleestacky.
Yeah.
But I gotta say,
Alice and I actually went and looked up to see, like, wait, did these get used later? I thought maybe they took part of the body parts and used it in there, but I couldn't find anything.
What it looks like to me is that they've got the hero costume, right?
Yeah.
And which is like the main costume. It's what we call a hero costume. And then you've got like the extras that they're like basically melding parts of things that they have or repurposing. Is what that looked like to me.
Probably specific to the scene.
I gotta say, for a budget of the entire film of $300,000, they did a hell of a job. And
I agree.
Respectfully, I think these are great costumes.
I don't think
and everything looks great.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying they look bad. I think they actually are really good.
Dean made the Doctor Who 70s nod, which I respect.
You never forget that they're guys in suits. I think is a thing.
Of course.
But
I don't know. I'd make the argument that that the headpieces that are probably mostly what the the Stan Winston parts are actually pretty pretty damn good, especially at a time when they didn't have like
it was hard.
the same kind ways to mold stuff and apply the appliances and everything.
Yes.
Like I think that the headpieces look awesome. They're all like they all are a little different, and they're they seem to be kind of modeled after the ones from Notre Dame, the gargoyles on Notre Dame. And even though you don't always get a great look at the other ones, but like the headpieces, everything are good. The bodysuits are a little rubbery, but whatever, I think it's pretty good for what it is.
You can draw a line from this to then Galaxy Quest and the alien suits in that, and you're just like, all right, this is the evolution through Stan Winston, and
And retroactively, we had just spent a decade with shows like Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and Star Trek, where they were all in rubber suits. And it's like, I'm sorry, that was the rigueur de jour. If again,
it's just the times. Yeah,
there wasn't another way to do it.
Yeah. No, totally, John.
But
I think
$300,000, man.
You're taking it too personally about the suits. Like we're all liking the suits. I think they're real good.
Yeah, get lost, Ian.
No, I do just to hang this up. Ironically, because I did want to make the point, because we're talking about Bernie Casey, is that one of the best things about it is Winston and his team figured out how to make the main gargoyle. He's just credited as the gargoyle, even though he's one of many. He's just the leader. They figured out a great way to blend the headpiece with Bernie Casey's actual features.
Yeah.
And he gets to be the most expressive. And so even though he's dubbed, you definitely get a great performance.
Yeah. Others of them have beaks and stuff. And
the female gargoyle had a very distinct look, which shocked me. Also the eggs looked great. When they flew again for 1972, it looked pretty good, man.
The one time.
Yes, that is true.
Sorry.
Well, I think that maybe honestly, the hauling them around on a crane or whatever was maybe not as great.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, trust me, I've been there, done that. Almost did that when then the crane fell over and we scratched that shot. So I've been in that world.
Yeah,
so.
I would have I think that if they had made a little animatronic model or something like that,
a miniature of some sort,
successful. But because those wings couldn't hope to carry one gargoyle. But
Corny Wilde, Corny Wilde plays an archaeologist who has written books on demonology and is tracking the history of gargoyles, and has come to the Southwest because an old man who has a kind of weird curio museum, kind of a Route 66 sort of kind of stop, has contacted him because he's made this amazing discovery. And I'll post the picture shortly, guys. It's a little slow on the take to get all the images up.
Yeah.
But great little spot performance here, and I forget the actor's name, but it's on the picture that Jeff sent me. So I
have to mention, because I actually went back and looked at it because I was like, did I misremember this? So the minute she gets off the plane at the very beginning of the movie, she's like, I didn't want to miss a trip to Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, movie, everybody's white. And they all speak English.
It's not. Okay, so
I feel like they forgot they shot that.
It's an artifact.
My question is, was it they shot this in New Mexico? And my mother used to live in New Mexico, and every time I would say I'm going to New Mexico, people would be like, "You're going to Mexico?" And I'd be like, "No, it's a state."
I've had that same situation, so which is why I rewound it 3 times to be like, "Does she say New Mexico?"
Right.
And she does not.
No, she definitely says Mexico. I saw that too. So I feel like, is it that they're on their way to Mexico? They're in New Mexico, they're on their way there and get waylaid by gargoyles.
First Uncle Willie, who kind of tips them off that
Woody
Chambliss, everybody. I don't know. I didn't look up his IMDb, but clearly somebody that we've seen before, I'm sure, on TV and film.
Yeah.
And a fun little role. This really has the pacing of a 50s monster movie in the best way, I think.
I mean, I guess I think it's a little pacier than that in some ways.
Yeah.
But like the thing about Uncle Willie that they go and they talk to, and he has this whole spiel about that he has a gargoyle skeleton, and and he's basically and this is a familiar thing to anyone who writes comics and has been to a comic convention. He's like, I have a bunch of great ideas and I want you to write the book for me. Right?
Yes.
This is something that comes up a lot, like when you've written anything. And I was a little bit triggered by Uncle Willie in that way.
Yeah.
He says, we'll put this my skeleton on the cover and you write the book and it'll be 50-50. I'm like, how fucking great is that cover going to be? That he gets 50%.
Well, it was an impressive skeleton, though, of the wings and the kind of longhorn head that they gave it.
Sure, but that's not how publishing works.
I'm guessing that you were really happy when he just blew up in flames.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's not what I wish for people, but look, sometimes it's okay.
Man, that station wagon took a beating too. My God,
Really?
They get it all fixed up, and then the gargoyles attack it again.
Right.
So
but the sequence is fun, where the gargoyles attack Willie's shed or whatever, and it shakes around and catches on fire. Willie catches on fire.
Really fast too.
And Cornel Wilde, he does not believe at all in this stuff, but then he saves that skull. The gargoyle skull. He was not convinced up until this point. I guess he's convinced by the fact that gargoyles are attacking them, that maybe the skull is important.
Sure.
But they keep attacking them because they have the skull. I wasn't clear.
Okay,
on that.
This is a thing I think a little bit over the course of it, where what the gargoyle motivations get murky for me because because
I brought it up. I'm like,
they're going to conquer the world.
Okay, but they also are like, oh, we're not going to hurt anybody, we're not going to harm you, and then turn around and just murder some people to randomly.
But the girl is fine apparently. She's good.
Yeah, well, she's fine. That's true. They take they kidnap.
She's hangs out with them.
Yeah, once they let you in the cave, then they're like, whatever, just go about your bit. No one watches her.
You and your halter top, you're good.
Yeah.
By the way, yes, but classic, man, I can't tell you how many Polaroids in photo albums of the 70s friends and family have wearing halter tops like that. But also, I love this part, which essentially is the head gargoyle having her read to me.
Yes.
And she basically reads a 15th century version of Penthouse Forum Gargoyle Edition. It's essentially, I never knew these letters were true until the following happened to me.
He also gets incredibly uncomfortably close to her and then says, no, nothing's going on. And then we get this big wide shot and it's like he's trying to crawl inside her mouth or something. He's so fucking close to her. It's troubling.
I want to know where the censor was that day. And hey, isn't this kind of bestiality? Aren't we entering that kind of?
Yes, yeah, it was.
And it's 1972. It's not like it was. I mean, I would think network TV today would have a slight problem with it, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that this. I mean, although 1972 is probably exactly the moment when something weird could get through, and because of just cultural changes.
It's before irony. You got to remember, it's before things were ironic on television. Television was Sonny and Cher. Yeah. It was Variety Hour. You have to remember what was on television at the same time. So there's no self-awareness going on at all.
Sure.
And again, people are just watching because sometimes people do without seeing the movie first. JD was asking if there's a version available on purchase. Hey, it's on Tubi, and it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know if there's. I mean, I'm sure
talking about it in between, which was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a version on Amazon. So I watched this twice. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and that's kind of it doesn't have ads, but it's a shittier version. There's like some interlaced bullshit going on that they didn't do right in the transfer. And then but the one on Tubi is actually better. Unfortunately, you have to sit through those commercials.
Although I will say it's a TV movie and it does have commercial breaks in it.
Oh,
so.
that's fair. I'm not sure that's where the commercials came in the thing, but yeah.
I wonder what that demo was back then.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Jeff,
6-year-old Jeff Parker.
Me? Well, yeah, but because you got to remember, this is literally coming off The Exorcist, and there was a slew of these. I mean, honestly, Allison and I have talked about it, that I really want to, and I will end up just doing it myself next week, and just having here are my favorite 70s TV movies that are horror movies for the Halloween season that you can find on YouTube or Tubi or whatever. Right. And because again, they made a shit ton of these.
Yeah, there are a bunch of them, and one of them is if you know this kind of stuff, everybody knows the Spielberg Duel TV movie, which is certainly amazing. But he also made a TV movie called Something Evil. That's a kind of proto Poltergeist that has that I'm forgetting who's in right now, but it's like a family moves out to rural house, and there's some devilly sort of stuff, and the kid gets possessed, and and there's an okay version of it on YouTube. I at some point in the past I did a deep dive on Spielberg, and I had to get this was very much in the past because I got a bootleg VHS from Eddie Brandt in the Valley to watch it.
Fuck, man, you just back in time.
Yes,
North Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen.
But there's an okay version of it on YouTube, and I recommend watching that. It's fun. It's not perfect. It kind of falls apart at the end, but it's got a lot of that Spielberg energy to it.
The Night Stalker, the Night Strangler, Salem's Lot, as Camper points out. Mm-hmm. And just tons. Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
John Carpenter, previously mentioned, he did a TV movie called Someone's Watching Me. I think he might have done it after Halloween.
He did, I believe.
Yeah. And well, it's not horror. But of course, he also did the Elvis. That's where he first worked with Kurt Russell.
Right.
There is no chance Jack Kirby did not watch this movie. By the way.
Yeah.
This is the same year The Demon came out. And
right.
Yeah. The first thing Cornell Wilde says, I'm a demonologist, just like
Jason Blood.
Yeah, he's got some brain in his hair. Much more than Jason Blood, but maybe that was a bit of an influence.
I'd have a hard time drawing that Cornell Wilde toupee though. It doesn't have clear lines in it, It's just this fuzzy thing,
Yeah, it's like.
And also, I got to bring up they stay at a motel, and I love this woman.
The drunk woman who hits on him. She is the drunk lady.
Yeah, she gets the Lucille Ball Brassy Actress Award for this movie. Let me tell you, honey, I need another slug of booze before I describe the Gargoyles.
And then enter the dirt bike kids who were clearly hoodlums.
Yeah, except they don't do anything.
They don't do anything. I know, but it was hilarious. I was just like,
for not doing anything, and then
they get arrested for being dirt bike kids. I'm like, really? Okay.
They're just easy to pin a crime on because
they're all white,
long hairs.
Yeah.
Well, right. Also, you've been out to little desert towns. They are all drunks. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think that.
Yeah. That's fine. But the fact that they just put a bunch of people in jail for no reason is a little bit like.
But the older woman who seems to have affairs with any guy who shows up at her motel.
Yes.
Her name is Grayson Hall, but she was in Night of the Iguana. That's where I knew her.
Okay.
She's not too proud to hit on him right in front of his daughter. Too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Look, his daughter's grown up. Everybody's adults there.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
Here's her seduction.
Every shot she has a drink. It's hilarious.
Even when they're in the pickup truck, they hear in the cop, and she's pouring herself a drink. Absolutely, man.
She's not behind the wheel.
They didn't have those laws then, so I know because I was a child in the 70s.
Sure, Texas open carry ups, and actually that's what Texas meant there, that you could I remember seeing that
I
on the
think what
network
you mean,
news.
but yeah, like no seatbelts and like
Yeah,
drink a
right.
beer if
Drinking
you
a
want.
At some point, Cornell Wilde's station wagon finally gets so trashed, and he gets to trade up and drive a cool old Bronco around, which was pretty sweet. I don't know who just gave him that.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from exactly. Like, or was that that wasn't the one going around in circles that they found, right? Where the lady had got murdered from it and everything. That was a pickup truck or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the continuity is not a strong suit in this film. But,
yeah.
it's fine.
So, I mean, well, we won't get to the ending. It's fine. But like, I mean, I'm just puzzled by the ending of it a little bit. Like it ended in a way where I was like, is this the ending of it? Like, and I gotta say, I saw this as an adult. I'm not coming at it with the kid nostalgia for it. And and it felt like it just, they kind of were like, okay, well, we've decided to just, we're going to just shake hands and go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Like
we're out of money. We got to go.
What are your feelings about that ending? Like Jeff, what rewatching? What did you think?
It was Cornell, the demonologist, and the demon come to some kind of understanding. Well, he breaks his mate's wing, and then says, "Now you have to fly her. Now you have to fly her out of here. Blah blah blah. You can't attack us anymore." And he's like, "Very well played," or some, those sort of things. He goes, "But maybe one day my numbers will return and will totally wipe you off the face of the earth," which seems unrealistic. There's already a lot of humans.
Sure. It also feels like if you're getting away with it, like if you're getting out of there with your life, don't go, and by the way, I'm going to come back and like murder your entire civilization. It just go,
Well, but I think that was to scare the children that were watching to go, wait a minute, they're still out there.
Sure.
I don't know how I feel about that.
If you're watching it as a kid, you're not getting any of these story points. All you're getting is there is a cave.
Yeah.
Demons live in it.
Yes.
Or gargoyles or whatever.
There's flea stacks.
Yeah, there's
the sleeve stacks. Yes,
the sleeve stack. And by the way, one of the sleeve stack were usually played by basketball players like Bill Lambier.
Well, we've got football player Gargoyles.
Yeah, Bernie Casey played for the 49ers.
So that's the difference. Sleeve stack were basketball players, gargoyles were football players.
There you go.
And kids.
I like this.
I like the two kids who break into the hotel room originally too. When they come in and they're like slow motioning around and everything.
Yeah. Okay. So the slow motion action. Oh, well, let me just finish the thing about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that, please.
Because but I do think like the other side of this is, John was saying like a 50s movie or whatever. At the end of the 50s sci-fi movie, everything gets resolved. It's always that they're, humans through Christianity and the bomb have prevailed.
That's true.
And like in this, you don't get that. Like the ending is not that people prevailed. It's like there's still the existential threat of gargoyles out there to come get you.
Well, but also that's very 70s.
Yes, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
it's not quite like we're all doomed, which is like later 70s.
You're right.
Right? Like we're still in the like early 70s, so like Watergate hasn't happened, and so it's not like everything's a conspiracy and we're all screwed.
We're the yin yang. We're good and evil wrestling on my hand. I love that whole sort of thing. Like in the past, knights and stuff were probably fighting them, and now it's like, well, some dirt bike kids and a father and daughter and a couple of some drunks.
Exactly.
Right. So the knights actually wiped them out. These dirt bike kids, they can't quite finish the job.
Another continuity error, though, is the opening narration says the gargoyles come out every 600 years, but later the gargoyle, Bernie Casey, says every 500 years. Yeah. So I wonder if that was...
well, then this is...
So they did not have a script supervisor, is what we...
Also, I'm willing to go with Bernie Casey. He was a gargoyle.
Yeah, he would know. He's saying with authority. We don't know where this narrator is getting his information.
Yeah.
Also,
By the way, I love
you're
I love
born
the
in
callback.
about
God
10 years
forbid
old.
the movie be consistent. I don't know. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes.
I love the callback here of the gargoyle on the horse. It reminds me of an
That
ape
was
on a
cool.
horse. In Planet
Sure.
of the
Yeah.
Apes.
Actually, the gargoyle on a horse thing is one of the oddest parts of it.
It's pretty
it
good.
also
Though.
has
That was actually
wings.
great.
Like
Yeah.
if I had wings, I would fly, not ride a horse.
Yeah.
But they can only afford one flying shot, Gabe.
That is true. That is true.
They blew up the thing. So they spent their money blowing up stuff. So there's that. They had all the makeup stuff. Like this on budgets.
Maybe
like,
it's. I mean, maybe maybe that scene he was supposed to fly away in the script. I wish I had read the script, but and then they were like, okay, we cannot afford that. The crane fell over. We can't afford that.
Yeah.
But Bernie Casey, can you ride a horse? And then he's an actor, so every actor says they can ride a horse. So
they all say that.
Yeah.
So can we talk about them slowing down footage? Because I
Yes.
don't think that they were doing that. It didn't seem like they were doing that for an effect. They were doing it because they didn't have enough footage.
I think it's for a fact, but I don't think they shot it that way, though. I think it's post.
No, they slowed it down in post.
You know,
They
it's
absolutely slowed it down in post.
because it's got that pixelated jaggedy.
It's
thing,
really messed up, and
Yeah.
it's like to me, it's like, okay, we gotta stretch this out a little bit because I think that I don't know what happened
to make it weird.
Yeah, but it was just an odd moment to use it at the some of the.
But they
points
do
we
it
did.
every time they have a wide shot. Every time there's a wide shot, it's weirdly slowed down.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's every time there's a shot that doesn't have a person in it, that only has a gargoyle in it, right?
Exactly, exactly.
So like but then they get sloppy with it later because there's a scene where Scott Glenn rides a motorcycle super slow through the shot.
That's my point.
as
Okay.
well, right?
Wow.
So, but clearly their idea was, okay, well, whenever, when they go and find the gargoyles in the motel room, like her opening the door and finding it's turning around, it's
Here's my actual answer. It's a TV movie. They have to go to a set of minutes.
Right.
That's what I was.
And if they
thinking.
don't hit the set of minutes, they're screwed.
Yeah, and it's literally with credits 75 minutes, which
So they had to. There were
90
pieces
minute.
where they were like, okay, maybe we just slow this down a little bit because it's wide and maybe people won't notice.
But
that is what I think happened.
I think it's both. I mean, I think it's a stylistic choice they made that also helped the ride.
I think it's a stylistic choice because they were backed into a corner.
Yeah, I mean, that
is what I think is what happened.
Necessity is
Anyway.
the mother of invention. It's
It's because they did not have a script supervisor because the script supervisor, their job is to count the minutes on like how long we are in the show.
Yeah, but they could have but it also could have been that, some scene got fucked up or they didn't,
Yes, and that also probably absolutely happened. They cut something out and they're like, we just stretch it a couple more seconds. And they were like doing that kind of like as we go.
And
I think it's halfway cool and halfway dopey.
As a TV movie, I wonder what kind of shooting schedule. 9 days, maybe 2 weeks.
I think it'd be longer.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2
longer
weeks.
than that, but not long.
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually movie of the weeks were like 2 week budget, 2 week schedules.
I mean, that makes sense because a week-ish for an episode.
And I would say 6 day weeks probably, but
probably. Yeah. It's all location as well.
6 day weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The location, my favorite bit is I like the fact that they use a roadside attraction.
Yes.
As the whole gathering point to get the whole thing going. Like, because you always drive past these mystery holes or mystery spots and think about these things. And sometimes, like, especially if you're doing a drive across country and you're just trying to keep yourself awake, you'll go into them to see the weird O's that run this place and what's going on. So I do like the whole Willie and his here's all my oddities and I've got a crazy gargoyle skeleton in here.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is also a very like early 70s. I mean, in Duel, there's a roadside thing with snakes and stuff, and it comes up a lot. But it that's fun stuff.
The desolate road. I mean, the mysteries of when there's no street lights over the expressway, and it's just this open emptiness and everything. No, I'm sure I've told you guys before. Again, if I could draw like most of the people in this conversation, I I would do supernatural stuff set in the Southwest and set it in the 50s for a couple like honky tonk kind of country singers that are just going from honky tonk to honky tonk.
Well,
Are you
there's just
pitching this?
Wait,
John?
are you
like,
saying
like are we like? I mean, audio drama. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like use
the
things you do.
Are you
That's true.
saying something that employs Buck Owens and that Bakersfield sound combined
Yes.
with sci-fi? I'm on board.
I just saw Merle Haggard, I believe, imitating Buck Owens on an old Glenn Campbell rerun, and it was so great hearing that wonderful Bakersfield country sound coming out of somebody other than Buck Owens.
Yeah,
and it was so great, man.
Call your thing the Bakersfield sound, and then have the sound be something disturbing. Like it's not country music. There's some weird sound out there in the outside of Bakersfield.
it turned out it was just the Buckaroos. They were out there.
The Buckaroos are going to figure it out.
Oh, those boys. Very funny.
One thing in here that so part of the problem for me is I'm watching this and I'm turning against the humans along the way, right?
Sure.
Like Cornell Wilde takes the dead body of one of these gargoyles, holds on to it, refuses to give it back for no good reason at all, right? I mean, is there a good reason why he holds on to that thing and continuously puts people in peril?
Yeah, I assume evidence to prove that this
Science.
They're attacking them, and like it's an imminent threat. I mean, there's probably other ways that you could get this evidence. I don't know, like with a camera or something.
Our good friend and sometimes a guest on this show, Matt Maxwell, brought this up yesterday, where he's talking about the difference between monster movies and horror movies. And he's like, in a monster movie, you're sympathetic or empathetic with the monster.
Yeah.
And this kind of gets you there. It dodges back and forth a little bit, but ultimately you're kind of rooting for the gargoyles.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that being the thing, that our loyalties shift to the gargoyles over the course of it. But I mean, I think that he behaves in like a pretty self-defeating way a lot of the time in this.
Well, yeah, if he'd stick to his guns on something, maybe.
Yeah. But I think it's super fun though. I mean, it's disjointed certainly, but I do think it's a really fun, worth watching type of movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you rank this up there if you're going to watch early 70s TV horror, and of course you'd probably get the trilogy of terror.
Yeah.
And this would go good with it. And what's another one?
Well,
somebody's
watching me. Duel.
Night Stalker, Duel. Yeah.
The two Night Stalkers before the series.
I would say Night Stalker from a monster standpoint, and then maybe it's funny. Gabe and I were discussing possibly the Jack Palance Jekyll and Hyde or Dracula.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also Trilogy of Terror, Karen Blacksley or the doll, the devil doll.
Yeah, Dan Curtis did the first Night Stalker, and he did a lot of. I mean, he did Dark Shadows, but then he was doing a lot of these.
I guess Darren McGavin could not stand Dan Curtis.
Oh yeah, he was never part of it.
That's why he had to back off.
Yeah,
even though creating, the template and everything.
Yeah,
right.
But no, and Night Stalker is certainly on my list of great '70s horror movies and stuff.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, there's great Blu-rays that I think Arrow or Kino did.
Kino, I believe.
Yeah, Sean Phillips did the covers, and they are great. Check those out.
My buddy Doug Klaba did the painted covers for the Moonstone comics when they had the license and everything. I don't know if he, Gabe, I know you were involved with that Kolchak 50th anniversary anthology.
I did an 8-page story for it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. Like set it in California in the 70s and stuff. I mean, we took him to the the trailer park thing in Malibu, where that's in like Rockford Files and shit like that, and and also also an episode, the first episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents that Hitchcock directed is set there. But stuff like that. References to 70s type stuff,
cool.
LA stuff. But I don't know anything about the beyond that, though. I just did my story and turned it in.
That was a very John Ford-like answer from you. Thanks. I like that.
I think we should really comment on.
Turned it in.
I think we should comment on Gabe's lighting tonight, because I think it was incredibly apropos. We haven't actually talked about it yet.
Yeah. Well, look, this is what I do. When I can, I like to create an atmosphere that that fits the tone of the thing we're talking about. I mean, it's too dark to tell, but I'm wearing a suit and tie from the 70s as well. So
nice.
I'm trying to keep it all consistent.
Gabe, Cornell Wilde, great 50s noir. Anything come to mind?
I mean, he's in one of the great color noir, Leave Her to Heaven, which I 100% think everybody should check out, based on a pretty interesting novel as well. I believe he's in Strange Love of Martha Ivers, which is it's another one of those noirs that people kind of. Yeah, it's like a public domain one, so it's out there a lot.
Is it called Roadhouse, the one with Ida Lupino?
Yeah, that's right. Roadhouse as well. Not the Patrick Swayze movie, but
no.
But yeah, Ida Lupino's in it. He has a sort of noir connections. I mean, but of those, I think that Leave Her to Heaven is the one that I'd recommend.
Yeah. But he's good in. Honestly, I saw Roadhouse last year in the Noir City Festival.
Oh, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, really, and Lupino is great in it, and Widmark is properly crazy in that, kind of in the same way that he is in the one with Victor Mature.
Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Jiku Rojo tells us that there's a Criterion sale going on right now.
Oh, that's true. It's a 24-hour sale. So if you want to pick up Leave Her to Heaven, there's a great Criterion disc of that.
That's funny. Camper asks if Kolchak and Kojak ever teamed up. They did not.
But it would
missed opportunity.
Kolchak.
It's a new book coming out from Dynamite, guys.
No, but if you want to see a really good horror movie with Telly Savalas, watch The Horror Express.
Horror Express, yeah, right.
It's that would be a great one to talk about, because I mean, it's written by Richard Matheson. It's got suddenly blanked on his name.
It's a Christopher Lee and right? Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing, God.
Yes.
Sorry. No, it's good.
Peter Cushing is one of my literal top actors. I love Peter Cushing.
He's always good.
He's the most committed actor ever. He never isn't committed to no matter what the project, no matter how junky it is.
He was committed in Rogue One. He didn't even show up.
Oh, yeah, well.
And
I actually like that movie, but that's horrific. Yeah.
I'm guessing you guys have done a bunch of the Hammer movies, right?
No, not really. Well, John's scared of
what?
horror movies, so
yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared.
But the Hammer movies, with Peter Cushing, are not scary.
No, I actually love that stuff, but I feel like it just doesn't John is not as into horror stuff, and so we don't really end up covering. It's just true, John.
I don't really like horror stuff.
Well, honestly, I honestly
the irony, right?
I honestly like Universal and all the Atomic Monster movies and the Hammer movies.
Right.
And even into Bava and what's his face, Sargento. But no, it's post Exorcist. Okay. That's when I am like, all right, that's too scary for me. But also, Al, you got to realize that, of course, the Hammer movies, everyone knows the Hammer movies. The conceit of Scene Missing is to point people to the obscure movies that don't get the love.
Well, but there's a bunch of obscure Hammer movies.
Rasputin, the Mad Monk, or four-sided triangle, or there's all sorts of
Theater of Blood. Even
There,
isn't it Theater of Blood the Vincent Price one?
It's
that's
not
Corman, right?
Or is that Kurosawa?
I think that's the AIP movie. But the
that's right. Excuse me.
I'm not
sure.
Yeah. But like there's all sorts of interesting Hammer movies. Like there's like they did a bunch of thrillers that are kind of stylish sort of thrillers.
Sure.
There's a movie. These Are the Damned that Jeff and I used to talk about that title all the time. It's Joseph Losey directed it, who directed The Prowler, and he got blacklisted and he had to go to Europe. Then ended up, making and then made like one of the best movies ever made, The Servant, that Harold Pinter wrote, and there's tons of interesting Hammer stuff that isn't necessarily the obvious things, But
I think a lot of people don't know about those movies, like to be honest.
Paul Cornell also just wrapped up an extensive Hammer film.
Oh, that's true.
Podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
One of the best non-horror Hammer films does have a great starring role for Peter Cushing. It's called Catch on Demand from 1961, which is everybody, at least for like a few years ago, thought they were so smart, saying that Die Hard is secretly a Christmas movie. This is secretly a Christmas movie because it's a great tete-a-tete between Cushing and then Andre Morel. And Peter Cushing is an Ebenezer Scrooge-ish bank manager, and he is completely unsympathetic at the start. And as things go on, your sympathies may change and go backwards, and it's a really fun movie.
It is a fun movie. I don't know if it's available streaming or not. There's a Hammer like DVD set of like Hammer crime stuff, and it's part of that's out there.
Horror Express, by the way, is not a Hammer movie. Is
it
really
Amicus or is it
that Rival?
No, it was like a European movie or something, right? Like,
wasn't that Rival British studio that was really kind of trying to ape the Hammer?
Yeah, Amicus was the rival
Excuse me.
British studio. I think Horror Express may have been like what made in Europe or something, though, right?
It may have been the sort of United Artists kind of thing, but this reminds me, like one of my studio mates, Matthew Bogart, today was just leaving. Like, yep, some friends of mine are going to watch The Wicker Man. I've never watched it, and I'm like, oh God, I can't wait till he comes in tomorrow.
Yeah,
like, wasn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Wait, which Wicker Man?
Let's hope it's
did you clarify?
Why do you do this?
It's like I always said when Encore would say, "Hey, get Carter's on." Oh, it's the
you just killed Jeff's buzz.
Yeah. The Italian Job is what,
yeah, exactly. Oh, it's the Wahlberg Italian Job. Oh, okay. Oh well.
Yeah,
hilarious. Right. Too funny, boys and girls. Very, very funny.
Okay, well, did we do this?
Yeah, we can.
I think we did this.
Yeah, I think we did good.
I mean, this is almost as long as the thing
that
is.
they can watch Gargoyles.
It's as long as the movie, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, would we all say this is a recommend?
I would recommend it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if you,
it's not that long. It's an hour.
It's not long.
It's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the oddball cosmology of it, the goofy, but also kind of cool costumes, and or you could, it can be campily entertaining as well. If it's pretty fun.
I think it's campily entertaining. I think you could, like we used to do drunk tweets. I think it's a good drunk tweet movie. To be honest.
Yeah.
When we were all still on Twitter.
Yeah. Those days are gone.
I know, it's sad.
The Gus Van Sant Psycho.
Oh, boy.
Right.
So, now John is asking, are we finally getting to Bro Lives next?
I'm excited about the Bro Lives show. I've been doing some Bro Lives research. I've been watching some Bro Lives movies. I think that it's something that we need to commit to at some point.
That and Jack Webb are the two that are waiting for us, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I want Burl Ives has been waiting around longer, and even though I drew a little drawing for Jack Webb, I will. I'm excited to draw Burl Ives.
Excellent.
And you know, and I think that's something that we can focus on next if you want.
Well, and it makes sense for the holiday season with the Rudolph special coming up, as it
Sure.
will in
that's
over
true.
a month.
That's true.
And so no, I think so. I know in particular, again, everybody on Tubi, we're really going to focus on The Big Country, where Ives won the Oscar. A great Western, great Gregory Peck Western, but also Chuck Connors is in the movie. It's a cool kind of sprawling 50s Western. And, and of course, we'll talk Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and Rudolph will come up. But also, I don't know if they're still up on YouTube, but I certainly watched them. His NBC Wheel show, The Bold Ones, which was like the NBC mystery movie with Macmillan and Columbo and all those things, McLeod. But it was lawyers, doctors, and for a season, Hal Holbrook as a politician was the senator was also part of that Bold Ones wheel. But the lawyers was Burl Ives' show, so that'll be fun to talk about that as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I feel like I watched a late Burl Ives that was very sleazy. Oh yeah, his last movie, Two Moon Junction, like with Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks.
Zalman King.
It's Zalman King's softcore movie with Burl Ives in it. So I'm definitely talking about that.
Billy, or no, am I confusing Two Moon Junction with Late Consequences? Billy Zane.
No, it's not Billy Zane, but it is Zalman King.
No, I realize that, and it is, and absolutely Sherilyn Fenn. But yeah, I thought Billy Zane might also
the guy in it was a piece of cardboard. I have no fucking idea who he was.
That is a good title.
Yeah.
Burl Ives Burlesque.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
We're
all right, so look, I think we've talked ourselves into Burl Ives, so everybody's got a lot of work to do.
All right. There we go, everybody. Well, again, it's on Tubi. If you haven't seen Gargoyles, it is there waiting for you, and we hope you enjoyed this edition of Scene Missing. And we'll see who joins us next month for Burl Ives and The Big Country. Who will survive? Join us and
what will
find
become
out.
of them?
Absolutely. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.